Just to set the scene here, any fans of Gary's who's followed his career through the pages of Guitarist over the years and have even watched some of the videos that we've done with him will recognise this setup here, because we're sitting in exactly the same studio, in exactly the same spot where we did the fabled Fire Alarm Blues interview back in 2008. So what we're going to do, we're plugged through one Marshall 1974X amplifier. We've got an Ibanez tube screamer on the floor that's still got Gary's own handwritten pointers for where the settings go. And the first guitar we're looking at this is Artist Proof number 3. So when Gibson make a guitar for a special person or a special event, they send the artist a proof. This is the third one, and this is Collector's Choice number 1 of all of those Collector's Choice ones they've done. So it's Collector's Choice number 1, Artist Proof number 3. Obviously this is modelled after the famous Peter Green, Gary Moore Les Paul, the one that was used on Parisian Walkways. And because of that, it's got Gibson hand-wound pickups. They're out of phase, so in the middle position, as you can hear on the little demo that I've done, it sounds out of phase in that position. It's a great looking guitar. It's a VOS finish, so it's not aged, but it's just not totally brand new looking. It's got Spursel tuners on it. It's got Artist Proof number 3 written on the back of the headstock there, and it's still got its taggers on. So it's a great looking thing. The top is a little bit similar to the original, and it's just a really cool guitar. And I could say a 1-off. It's certainly a 3-off because it's Artist Proof number 3. Very sweet guitar. Sounds great. What I have here in my hand is Still Got the Blues Les Paul. It's a 1959, a genuine 1959. And as you can see, it's got no pickup covers. It didn't have any when Gary got it. You can see here, Gary taking the pickguard off as he always does. It's actually in the case, apparently. Gary used to rest his fingers there, and you can see where it's worn away the lacquer. It's got a beautiful, beautiful shade of, I suppose it's a lemon burst now. You can still see a bit of colour there where the pickguard used to be. It's had a refret, but it's been done beautifully by Charlie Chandler. And he's done it very faithfully to the original. They're bigger frets because Gary liked bigger frets. And it's got Grover tuners on it, as so many Les Pauls from this era did. It would have originally had the Clousons on it. The lacquer on the back of the neck's pretty much all gone, because Gary played probably a few million notes on this guitar. See how much it's worn away on the back there. Belt buckle buttons and stuff. It sounds amazing, and you really can tell the difference in the sound of this guitar to the others. It sounds clearly what it is. Absolutely amazing piece of musical history. This guitar's not for sale at all. This guitar's being retained by the estate because it's such an important piece. But it's an absolute privilege to have played this guitar. Gary, many years ago, did actually offer to have a jam with me, believe it or not. He said, "You take the 59, I'll use one of the reissues." But I had to go to work. I can't believe I actually said, "No, I've got to go to work." Anyway, that's another story. I'm not going to attempt, before you even think about it, to play Still Got the Blues on it, any part thereof. So, what a privilege to hold this guitar in my hands. This is a rather interesting 63 Strat, which Gary used as a backup to his red one, and has appeared on videos, so you can see it from the Finsbury Park gig some years ago. It's a 63 neck, 63 body. The body's been stripped and refinished quite nicely, actually, in clear lacquer. You'll see it hasn't got regular pickups on. These are Kimman AVNs, obviously because of the very loud festivals Gary was playing. Sometimes the original Fender pickups were just too much, too noisy, so these were a brilliant cure-all for that. It's got a different new tremolo block. I think the electrics are different as well. but it does sound absolutely fantastic. It's huge. When I just plugged it in just now, straight after the 59, that still got the blues guitar, the volume was the same. Very loud, a brilliant sounding neck pickup. It's just a great guitar. It's got bigger frets in it, so it's really easy to play, but the 7.25 radius has been more or less kept, despite the refret, and it just plays like a beast. It's a really great guitar. I like this one very much. Here we have a 1959 Gibson Les Paul Jr. in that lovely cherry. It's slightly faded and there's a really interesting mark there. We're not sure, Graham Lilly isn't sure whether that's just in the grain and it didn't take the stain, or whether it just was sitting in a shop window and the light went up to it like that, perhaps. Could have been a window frame there or something, who knows. But it's an interesting thing that's pretty unfakeable, which makes it rather interesting. It's got that lovely swirly tortoiseshell guard, lovely beautifully shaped medium fat neck, the 3-a-side tuners there. This has had a replacement bridge, obviously, as you can see. This is a badass style tuning bridge, so you can get the intonation spot on. It would have had an original wrap over at one time, but they're easy enough to get if you want to change it. It's just a really cool guitar, typical gigantic P90, single P90 sound, and as the P90 is a fair bit away from the bridge, it's got that mega fat sound. Obviously it makes some noise. I've got the tube screamer on here, we've got lights, so there's background noise to it, but you're going to get that. That's what it is, the nature of the beast. A very, very cool guitar. Gary did use this. This was probably on Dark Days in Paradise, and I'm reliably informed that this has been on Concorde. So it has been supersonic, this guitar, almost certainly in Gary's hands, but definitely not mine. It's a lovely guitar, nonetheless. Really cool. As you can see and hear, this is in open tuning. It's in drop D, drop full chord of D. And it's a 1964 Firebird. Gary bought this for the BBM tours that they did back in the day. And this was, I presume, in deference and reverence to Eric Clapton's Firebird I. This is a Firebird I, 1964, because Clapton used one notoriously on the Goodbye Cream concerts. I think he'd used it on City on Top of the World. I can't play this because the action's cranked really up high for slide. The action's probably a good quarter of an inch at the 12th fret, so it's unplayable in anything other than slide, but I haven't got one with me. It's just about one of the coolest guitars on the planet. It's got that lovely centre section. The neck goes all the way through the body, and there's a raised ridge here, which is all part of the neck. And the wings are actually joined to the body with a V shape like this, the two wings each side. It's a really cool guitar. It's got the backwards facing banjo tuners, Cluson banjo tuners, the upside down Fender style 6-side headstock, side dots, dot markers with that lovely typical Gibson wide space 12th fret. It's a lovely tobacco sunburst. It's got beautiful lacquer checking across here that would do Tom Murphy proud. And there's so little to say about it, but it's just such a great guitar. Lovely guitar. And when these are set up to be played in regular style rather than slide, they sound amazing. But remember how Johnny Winter used to make a Firebird sound for slide. Brilliant. This has got a Seymour Duncan replacement pickup, but the original Gibson pickup is in the case, so comes with it. Just a lovely, great piece of iconic guitar history for both Gary and Eric. Great guitar.